You ever hit that 3 p.m. slump and suddenly you're questioning every single decision you've ever made? Like, why did I even agree to go out? And also answer all my emails today. But yep, you've been there too. So let me put you on real quick to Bloom Supplements. As you get to know Fani, you will learn that I love a good supplement. Something to make me feel better and just really help my body feel good about itself when it's feeling like, nena, we are struggling and we need help bad. That's when I'm like, yo, I need a solution. Now, a homegirl introduced me to Bloom, and of course, the branding got me off rip. I'm a sucker for good branding. I'll say it over and over again. The greens, fire. The pre and probiotics got my gut feeling like it's on a yoga retreat. The energy drinks, I love the strawberry watermelon down, especially with a little sparkling water and fresh squeeze of lime. And since we're still getting to know each other, just so you know, I read all of the labels. It doesn't have any weird fillers, no fake nonsense, just plant-based magic that tastes good. And you know that's a blessing because I'm not gonna hold you. Some of these green powders and healthy drinks saben a puro ya tu sabe. But Bloom is that girl, and I love her. So if you're trying to glow up desde adentro pa' afuera, trust me, Bloom's got you. Head to bloomnu.com, BLOOMNU.com, and get you some. Because wellness should feel good and taste good, and Bloom does just that. It's time to lock in. Too long to listen starts now. Welcome back, mi gente, to an all-new episode of Too Long to Listen. It's me, your favorite host, Fani Dominguez, doing the Lord's work, listening to all of the podcasts out there so you don't have to. I'm picking my faves and making sure you know which ones are worthy of your time. This week, we are back to normal, back to our regular programming. Ya se acabó lo de ASMR. Although it was really interesting to see which one of y'all really resonated with it. Like, I was actually shocked. Today, we're going into a corner of podcasting that doesn't always get the spotlight, but definitely deserves it. Shows all about prepping and survival. Now, before you start picturing camouflage, bunkers, and cans of salchicha stacked to the ceiling, hold on, tranquilo. These podcasts aren't about scaring you into the end of the world. They're about being ready for the stuff that actually happens. Storms, power outages. If you're here in Puerto Rico, you know a power outage is like every other business day. Even car breakdowns or having your life a little bit more organized when things don't go as planned. There are podcasters out there breaking down survival skills, sharing everyday tips, and giving you practical ways to be more self-reliant without it feeling overwhelming. Some keep it light and funny, some get deep into the gear and strategies, and some drop quick, bite-sized updates so you can fit it into your daily routine. And you may be the type like me who already has an emergency kit in the trunk ready to go, or by the front door, or wherever it is that you enter your house, you got a bag out there. Or you're one of those people that has never thought twice about what you have in your pantry. Do you even have a pantry? If any of that is you, don't worry, this episode, esto es pa' ti. We're pulling together podcasts that make preparedness less about panic and more about peace of mind. I want to walk you through 2 different podcasts that each tackle being prepared, whether it's for emergencies, everyday hiccups, or the calm, intentional, clutter-free life. Today, we're talking about Casual Preppers Podcast. It's 2 friends serving up practical prepping tips with laughs, just enough to make you feel like you've got a handle on things without the doom and gloom vibe. And I got my girl, Got Clutter, Get Organized with Janet, hosted by a professional organizer. And it's not about survival in the wilderness. It's about mastering the space you live in, tidying up your life, and finding peace in your surroundings. Both of these shows have their own rhythm, their own grooves. One might make you laugh. One might make sure you're tuned into the real world. And another might just spark that clarity you didn't even realize you needed. But before we get into the shows and everything else, let's take a second to appreciate a brand that I love. As you may already know, Most of us ethnic folks are lactose intolerant. We do not come from cows, so of course, naturally, regular milk is going to cause some issues for us. So when I found out about Ghost Town Oats, I instantly became a fan. Because you mean to tell me that we have an oat milk brand created by Black queer baristas, like on some FUBU energy, and its branding is pink? Instant cop, and after the first taste, I was sold for life. So much so that I even invested a little bit of my coins into the brands. It's exactly what I need for my cafecitos, my cereal in the morning, lo que sea. You name it, and I'm gonna make it with Ghost Town Oats. I even used it to make coquito for the holidays for my vegan and lactose intolerant friends because they too deserve to enjoy our Boricua holiday traditions too. Supporting Ghost Town Oats is like putting your money where your values are, and I love that for me too because I really don't have to question if the company I'm supporting aligns with what I'm about as a person. So next time you're at the coffee shop, ask for Ghost Town Oats. And if you need some for the crib, go to ghosttown.world and see how you too could be great with a pink carton of Ghost Town Oats. So last week was crazy for me. Why, you ask? Oh, I'm going to tell you. Guess what? It finally happened for me. I went to see Bad Bunny's residency at El Choli. No me quiero irle aquí. Can I just take a second to appreciate the way the production team put their whole ankle into that show? Like, everything was so intentional. It was so well thought out. My soul elevated through the inside of that building as the horns came in on Baile Inolvidable. If you know me, you know my love of horns and the way they can change your literal life. 10/10, 1,000 stars, no notes. Definitely would love to go again and experience it from a different perspective. But I'm so grateful. Manifestation is very real, and her name is Maciel. I was not even expecting to be able to go. And I've had such an experience this summer with Bad Bunny in particular, because there's been these little moments leading up to this one. And let me just go ahead and manifest it through this podcast. I would like to work on Bad Bunny's production team. So let me just put that out there. Manifestation is very real. Let's see what happens, y'all. I'll keep you updated. So the reason why I wanted to dig into preparedness podcast is because I've been a victim of not being prepared while going through a natural disaster. It's hard to say that you're fully prepared, but being prepared just enough is way better than not being prepared at all. And I've lived through so many hurricanes, with Hurricane Andrew in 92 being my first. That experience was so traumatizing for me that as an adult now, I struggle with not having everything I would need to get through a hurricane. Living in LA, we had to worry about fires and earthquakes. There's always a natural disaster that you have to be prepared for, including the world our politicians create for us. Now, no te preocupe, this podcast episode isn't going to be talking about politics because honestly, I don't think a lot of us are on the same page right now. But I do think being prepared for whatever mess the government gets us into will be key to making it out of the next few years. Now, when I was researching for these types of shows, I found that Black and brown voices were really removed from the conversation, and I asked myself, are we talking about these things? Like, are we having actual conversations? Are we making sure that we're sharing this information with our community? Is it reaching our community? Most of the shows that we're actively publishing were from the Caucasians who lean a little or mostly towards the right. And it just like, this isn't the people that I want to really hear from. Even though they got it down, like I'm not going to discriminate against them because they do have the right information. It's just I don't agree with some of their stances and views. But it really kind of made me feel like we need to represent ourselves more in this situation. We need to have more conversations about preparedness and not just echoing the ways of non-ethnic folks, if I could just be frank. Do we have plans for this? Do we know what to do as a people? Are we so busy trying to figure out how to survive in this world that being prepared is the least of our concerns? Like, these are the questions that I was asking myself because I really couldn't find us anywhere in this genre of podcast. Now let's talk about a show that makes the idea of prepping feel way less intimidating and honestly kind of fun. It's called the Casual Preppers Podcast. Now, please don't picture a bunch of doomsday folks hiding in bunkers. This one's way more down to earth. The hosts, Cam and Kobe, are two longtime friends who take preparedness and break it down into everyday language. And they're not trying to scare you, they're just talking you through real things that you might actually need to deal with, like what to keep in your car in case you get stuck, or how to set up a 72-hour kit without spending your entire paycheck. And that's very real because I have spent my entire paycheck trying to get prepared. But they do it with humor. They're constantly joking around, roasting each other, and going off on little tangents that keep you laughing while you learn. It feels more like hanging out with friends than sitting through a lecture. That balance of solid information and comedy is what makes it so easy to keep listening. And you know our attention spans. We're cooked. So having all of this information shared like this makes it easy to digest. Another thing I like is that they don't just talk about giant world-ending scenarios. They'll cover what to do if society collapses, but they're just as likely to talk about something simple, like what to do if the power goes out for a day, or how to prep on a budget. It's practical, it's useful, and it doesn't make you feel like you need to go buy a cabin in the woods tomorrow. Although a cabin in the woods sounds nice. Let me think about that for a second. They put out new episodes every single week, so there's always something fresh in your feed, and the episodes usually run about an hour, sometimes a little more. That gives them plenty of space to really dig into a topic while still leaving room for their ridiculous side conversations. So if you've ever thought about preparedness but felt like it was way too complicated, Casual Preppers is a great place to start. It makes the whole thing feel approachable, kind of fun, and actually doable. And let's be real, having some batteries, extra food, and a plan doesn't sound like the worst idea these days. All right, friends, let's switch gears a little and talk about a show that's less prepping for disasters and more about prepping for your life. Literal. I'm talking about Got Clutter, Get Organized with Janet. This is a podcast for anyone who's ever looked around their home, sighed, and thought, I need a system, but I don't even know where to start. Hosted by professional organizer who I love, this show takes you step by step through practical ways to declutter, organize, and simplify your spaces. But it's not one of those overly polished, intimidating, look at my perfect house shows. Janet keeps it relatable, actionable, and easy to follow. You get advice you can actually apply without needing a team of organizers or a huge budget. The topics vary from tackling specific rooms like kitchens or closets to creating routines that actually keep your space manageable over time, to breaking down emotional blocks that make clutter stick around longer than it should. She blends practical strategies with a bit of humor and empathy, so it doesn't feel like work. It feels like guidance from someone who genuinely gets it. And someone that cares about you. That's really what it feels like. When we first met, we spoke about the importance of knowing what to do when a family member passes or things you need to do when getting divorced. Literally something for everyone, so you could be prepared. We don't really speak about these things. We really don't. And we need to. And Janet is doing just that. The show drops a new episode weekly, and each episode usually runs about 40 minutes. That's just enough time to really get into the topic, pick up tips, and maybe even get motivated to tackle a corner of your own home right after listening. It's the kind of show you can drop into your week, absorb, and come away feeling inspired instead of overwhelmed, and easy to implement into our everyday lives. I particularly love her Toss It Tuesday series she does on socials. Every week is something new to get rid of, and every week I am under attack. What I love about Janet in particular is it's more than just declutter your stuff. Janet focuses on the bigger picture, creating a space that helps you function better, reducing your stress, which we all need, and building habits that stick. You get actionable advice that you can implement right away without feeling like you need to overhaul your entire life overnight. So if clutter stresses you out like me and you can't focus on absolutely anything until clutter is put away, or if you just want a few smart, doable tips to keep your home and your mind in order, this is the show for you. Got Clutter, Get Organized is practical, relatable, and weekly. A manageable way to get your life in order one episode at a time. There's definitely more shows out there on these topics, but I think with these two shows, you'll get exactly what you need to make sure you stay prepared always. Now, before I get into my mic drop of the week, let me tell you about a brand that I love. Listen, I do not play when it comes to protecting my hair, okay? Whether I'm rocking fresh curls or a new set of braids, my Saint Cayman eye bonnets is part of my nighttime routine along with the skincares. Once I'm ready for Betty, I pull down the built-in eye mask and tuck in. I've been using their bonnets for at least a year, and let me tell you, these aren't your regular beauty supply bonnets. Baby, the quality, luxury. The fit, secure, but never too tight because you can adjust it. It stays in place even when I'm tossing and turning around in my sleep. But I don't just use it to go to bed. I also use it on the plane too. Baby, I pull out my eye bonnet and pull down the eye mask like I'm sitting in first class, even if I'm really in 22A. So whether you sleep wild, travel often, or just want your hair to stop breaking up with you, head over to stcayman.com and let them know Fani sent you by using code FANIThePlug for little discounts, and your hair will say thank you. Bueno, this week, we don't really have a mic drop of the week. I didn't really hear anything that stood out to me. The only thing I really want to say, though, is Speedy, you really know how to shake up the internet sometimes. That's all I'm saying because I have thoughts. But the way Speedy can get people to speak or not speak is truly something. And the way that he gets the internet riled up is admirable, to say the least. For Fani's face, I wanted to stay on theme today and share that one of my favorite things is, and always has been, Home Depot. I have found a reason to go there almost every day, whether it's we're building new furniture for the house or taking a stroll down the cleaning aisle. Yes, surprisingly, I am obsessed with the cleaning aisle. I have an unhealthy relationship with cleaning products and the way that they smell. And I think that's because if it doesn't smell clean, it doesn't feel clean to me. And I know that's problematic, but that's not really the point of this right now. But I just, that and the garden center and the paint section, I sit there planning out which colors I want all of the time. All of the time. I just love Home Depot. I stay on my Bob the Builder vibes, even though I'm not the one building. But I love a good tool and being able to make hardware from scratch. Home Depot, if you're listening, know that you're one of my favorite places. It truly a happy place. Okay, my good people, that's it for this week's episode. We're keeping it short and sweet so that we can enjoy the long weekend. Today was cute for us. Thank you so much for tuning in. On next week's episode, we're going to be talking about plants and gardening, one of my favorite topics. Ever want to know why you can't keep a plant alive longer than your current situationship, or how to grow a garden where you live? Next week's episode is for you. Please like, comment, share, give us 5 stars on all of the platforms. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you think of the episodes. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, wherever. I love talking to new people and finding out what they think. Always, if something in here moved you, send it to your group chat, hit me up on socials. Let me know what you're listening to. I love when y'all tell me what y'all are listening to, because at the end of the day, the only way we truly learn is by listening. Muchísimas gracias, mi gente. Lo quiero mucho. Thank you always for giving me your time. The pleasure is always mine. This week, stay tuned after the episode to listen to una musiquita de un artista that I came across. Let me know what you think in the comments. Signing off with so much love. Catch you next Monday. Bendiciones with love, Fani.